Good day, peoples, and welcome back to Lisbon. And today, well, not today, in the upcoming days, we are going to be working and modifying our beloved Atlas, a 96 Honda Transalp 600cc. And as you guys know, I like to push this bike, and you know, on my Transalp I have a progressive suspension, and I would also like to put that on Atlas, so she'll be a lot more manageable on the crazy rides when we go off-road. There's also some cosmetic upgrades here, chain guards, we got a fender, socks for the forks, some electric stuff, you know, to bring it all a little bit back into the 21st century. We got the bark busters with the big storm cover and the pièce de résistance, purely for some added sexiness. We got this nice exhaust here, tri-oval, and there's also going to be some extra magic in regards to that, but we'll talk about that more later, because for now we're just going to get started. And of course, Atlas is going to need a little wash first. Whoa, my baby. Let's go. Now, a lot of you know that it's Bob who was so kind to lend me this motorcycle. Well, you know, when someone is so kind to lend you his motorcycle, it's only normal that you start messing around with someone else's bike. We all really love Atlas, you know, but you think, you know, some things could be different, maybe some things could be better. But you know, how all of this came about is that I just got into Lisbon, and I was talking to Bob, and he's saying, Pedro, you know, there's some things that I'd like to see on the bike. You know, we talked before, exhaust, and maybe the suspension, you know, because you mentioned the suspension before. You know, what if, you know, I shoot you some money and you buy those things and upgrade those things? And I said, well, funny you say that, because I was going to do some work ready for you. So you do that. I also put some money in, and we'll make a nice big project out of it. And so that's what happened. I ordered heaps of stuff, and he gave me all the liberty. I still don't know if that's a good idea, Bob. You'll see what happens as the project progresses. And also, we're going to take some stuff off. We want to take the passengers, like who brings passengers along on their Enduro trip? This center stand, this massive bulky center stand that gets snagged by the rocks. The chain hits it. We're going to lose probably at least like 10 kilos altogether. And we're going to make a banging off-road motorcycle out of this. Say hello to my little friend. Oh, nice, on top of the tools, gotta love that. Sometimes something just, instead of the soft touch, it's a bit of a hard touch. Ooh, don't fuck around like that. There she blows. Solid 3-4 kilos for sure. Damn, boy, what a unit. Oh, let's look at this thing, mate. What buck based. I'll have to mail all this stuff back to Belgium. Oh, let's have a look at this. This can always be a bit rough. This never has been off because of the rust. Ooh, you hear that? Hey, what's that sound? Ah, easy peasy. That already looks straight up rusted away. This is what rusts like a mofo on a Transalp. There we go. Doesn't look good. Yeah, this doesn't look good at all. But on this side, it's all ripped apart. But the moment I got the clamp off, I could see that the exhaust was in a very bad state. Already missing two of the lips. See, this was broken off. So it's not the first time this was off. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 you're supposed to have. There's only 2. I mean, these have previously already broken off. No bueno. So here you got the bend of the GPR exhaust that is fitted for a Transalp. That's why I took a month to get here from Italy. It was COVID delay and all that in the factory, but it's a bend. It's nice and ready to fit on a Transalp. To the exhaust, we're gonna do something with this. I'll tell you more about that later. But here you can see what is going on, you know, and it's no good. But if there's any place where we can solve it, it's right here, and you wouldn't expect it, but this place is where the magic happens. And you might think, Pedro, where the hell have you landed up again in this place of madness, full of motorcycles all over the place? Why don't you ever end up at normal dealerships, man? You know, just go to the Honda place, have a nice organized staff, work on your stuff. And how I got here is, you probably remember Paulo from the Lisbon ride video with the lads late last year. He said, well, I know a guy, he did my exhaust, and he'll have all the tools that you'll need, and he can help you out with some stuff too. And that's how I ended up here, Humaju, or also known as the wizard, the magician in Portuguese, local guy Luís. Homage. And all Maj does is weld sick shit. Isto é o Luís, also known as Mágio.
Mago.
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 E porquê que é mago?
Os clientes puseram mago.
The clients, they call them mago.
Não fui eu.
Mas é porque estás a fazer magia, não é?
Eles dizem que sim.
Daqui vem Enduro teams, Dakar teams, racing teams, cá de Portugal e do estrangeiro, não é? A trabalhar. He works for all kinds of guys on for Dakar motorcycles, racing motorcycles. Sim, vamos lá fazer
campeão do mundo.
Tudozinho. And he wants to show you in his prize collection room.
Motas minhas. Não eu.
Isso, deixa a luz. Então, Rex!
Então,
Andago, Rexy.
Hey, olha, campeão mundo.
Yeah, these are awards from the motorcycles he worked on. Quem era a moto deste aqui?
Luís Oliveira.
Luís Oliveira. E este aqui?
Gonçalo Reis. Turquia, Helder Rodrigues.
Elder Rodrigues. You only find this guy if you know someone who knows him, or you know someone who knows him. That's the thing. Somehow I don't end up at any dealership, but just with absolute mad lads who know a lot of shit about motorcycles. And Paolo also appreciates what Bob has done to keep this ride going. He said, Pedro, my gift to Bob is an Atlas is the work that Magu does on the exhaust. So we got a sweet ass exhaust for Atlas, but we're also going to position it really nicely because he can just do absolute perfect magic with the tubes. It's brilliant. Exhaust has to come off so we can fix the end here. Put a new cylinder piece on here so we can slide the exhaust pipe on there. That's completely broken off. E este aqui é um líquido para lubrificar a nós ao fim de um dia. Olha, eu ia comprar minis, mas depois olha, a moto é belga, isto é 8%, não brincas, é? Isto ao fim do dia quando estás...
Então 8 volts.
Isto é bom.
Eu bebo 15, 16, esta é cerveja.
We hebben een echte pint gehaald voor wanneer we hard gewerkt hebben.
É cerveja?
É chuf, é cerveja.
Ah, estava a falar de vinho. Ah, cerveja.
É belga, é belga. A moto é belga, então comprei uma cerveja belga para nós.
É bom.
Mete no frigorífico.
8 volts. Vai já.
Pois.
Prepping this so we can get the bark busters on.
So, since Bob painted his hand protection white, I also went with the white storm covers for the bark buster. And I have these on mine in black, and they're great. I just love keeping the wind out, the rain out for as long as possible. And I think these are going to look pretty dope on there.
Olha, mas ouve lá, o que é que está a acontecer aqui, Marco? Lá botar estilo.
Está.
O que é que se passa aqui?
Estamos aqui a acelerar o processo para fazer aqui umas febras.
Isso.
Tem que se acelerar o coisa que é para uma pessoa também comer.
Accelerate the Barbie.
Mas lá, isto não é só magia
isto é
do
loucura.
mecânico, mas é magia com comidinha e na bebida também.
Isto é loucura, isto é muita loucura. Gajo para mexer em motas tem que ser louco.
Então isto aqui também já é restaurante, Mago.
Isto é a toca do mago, a gruta do mago. O gajo é velho, é pré-histórico. Não, não interessa nas motas. É boa, né?
Impecável.
Beleza.
E agora?
Queres um bocadinho?
Vamos lá, vamos trincar, meu.
So while I'm up here, I'm going to replace the brake levers. This is one of the few things I got from AliExpress. China made. You see this? É por isso, estás a ver? Também era por isso. Little bit of style. Take this off. Chuck it in here. Yeah, bro.
Olha com ele. Aqui é que espera.
Ah, mas ela quer mexer no bichinho, deixa lá.
Não. Ô Mago, isto não é marudi.
Onde é que é?
Puxa ali para trás. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2.
Eu vejo a motinha, tá? Perigoso.
Ah, está no...
Estás numa oficina do Mago, pai.
2, 3.
Já está.
Tem que ir lá acima.
Epá, mas puseste isto assim.
Não, vamos ver.
Só um segundo.
Pera.
Queres provar o belga? Queres saber como é que é o belga?
É belga, hè?
Na mij daar, mag hier. Wilde jij weten hoe het in Sjoefke smaakt, hè?
Urina.
Vocês, o vosso holandês está. Não, bebe. Abre lá, faz lá.
Urina de quem? Epá, não sei se... Ora.
Olha, a urina belga é boa, pá.
Vou lá ver a urina belga.
Depois esteve no congelador ainda.
Teve.
Está gelado. Ela precisa, está bem. Precisa aí 15 minutos, eu acho. Pois é.
Oh, não me digas.
É mesmo urina belga, já está estragada. Maga, prova lá.
Mas tu já provaste, Marco?
Cagalhão, Vitor, cagalhão. Eu não.
Oh,
Toma.
dat is een lekker koud pintje.
Zo, we hebben een lekker Vlaams biertje. Proost.
Pronto.
Maju e o Marga. E Prost, ja. De um bom trabalho.
Bom, muito, sempre.
Doce?
Estava no congelador. It was in the freezer.
É belga.
Tem sabor, não tem?
É castanha.
É meio bruin. É bruin bier.
Não é preto, é castanha.
Is Sjoefke. 8% jongen. Er wordt niet gespeeld in België, hè?
Olha, vamos lá, paninho, mete aí, tira desta, mete a outra. Percebeste? Não é preciso trancar nada.
Pronto.
Metes, tiras, pões a outra. Tiras o óleo.
Olha, a soldadura é melhor que assim com um chufque, não é?
É.
Mas é bom para o músculo, ficas assim a solda.
E para a vista.
You know, the soldagem, the welding. The welding goes a bit easier.
Gosta. Graças a beer.
Get a worm out. There you go. Beauty.
We don't really need to take the forks off, but since I said we're gonna bring her a little bit into the 21st century and add a little bit of sexiness, we got a, now what's the name? Neoprene. That's it, neoprene socks for the forks. Uno. Oh, they're coming off smooth. Dos. Whoops. What am I doing? Just rocking her socks off. Here we go. They recommend about 10 pumps, but I think I'm going to need about 15, 20. What? So to show you guys what's up here, these are original springs. As you can see, they're uniform all the way through pretty much, with a little bit of an increase here in density. And then here, this is a progressive spring. You see, look at this density. And the thing is with the Hyper Pro springs and generally the progressive springs is that it provides more dampening. So it improves your ride on the off-road. And even on the road, it just makes for a better riding. And the Transalp has the tendency to go to really dive. So we're going to kind of fight that. And it's going to help a lot with that. Hyperpro is a Dutch company, so hence the funny accent. All right. So we got here. Oh! No dirty thoughts, please. And we stick them in there. You remember Paulo here from the trip, from the ride that we did, and where the jacket came from? Well, when I asked, like, where can we do some work? He said, don't worry, I know a guy. I know a guy.
No, I know a crazy guy.
I know a crazy guy. He'll have everything. He'll have everything that you'll need to do work on the bike, and he'll help you out with some things. And like I said, you know, this is some work, a work of appreciation for Bob and him lending out the bike like that and being absolute boss about it. It turns out that also Paulo wants to give Bob a little thank you.
I have talked with Bob,
Yeah.
so I hope you like what I told you that I'm gonna give to Atlas. It's for you and for Pedro, so I hope you like it.
Muito obrigado. If Bob was here, he would say, naar mij zeg, Paulo, dat is echt mooi van u. Dankjewel. Dankjewel.
I don't give an idea what you just say.
Bob dizia obrigado.
Então esse senhor aqui mostra lá, fala inglês, alguém fala inglês aqui?
Não speaking.
A little bit.
Ah, português.
So he's gonna make a little spacer to add quanto?
25.
25 millimeters spacer.
Yeah, I have this on Alp, my other motorcycle. Alp, you know Alp. Poor Alp. But still, I found that it could damp just a little more. So if that spacer...
That is gonna deal with crazy people that do crazy shit.
Paulo warned me. I'm dealing with people who get ideas. It's like as if it's hard enough just to handle my own ideas. There's other people giving me ideas. I have to shoot down ideas, otherwise I know how these things go. They get out of hand otherwise. Tá. Vamos todos ou quê?
Mas é aqui ao lado.
É aqui perto.
Vai ser de plástico?
É nylon.
Nice.
São 47 anos disto.
47 years of life experience, engineering experience.
And that's how you make a spacer. Tira lá. E cuidado, esse é novo.
Good job.
Espera aí, que eu vou pôr aí um cartãozinho meu. Faço publicidade. Eu não te vou levar nada disto, eu ofereço-te isto.
A sério? Epá, olha, obrigado. Esse é do graças ao...
Espera aí.
He sorted me out, he's a good friend of Mago, torneiro mecânico, José Manuel Dias Fernandes. Muito obrigado, pá.
Toma.
Beleza.
Eu ofereço isto. Anda lá. Pronto.
Deixa lá.
O Marcos paga com juros.
Não paga.
Alright, let's put the spacer in there. It's gonna need a little bit of pressure. Slots in there. Beleza. Muito bonito. Yeah, it's not like you want to hang with your face over this, you know. Easy as piss, mate. I'm gonna get demonetized, man, with the music here. Let's see. Wow, that's a lot. All right, yeah, that feels good. That is stiff. But you know, if it's too much, you can always, you know, slice half a mil, you know, a mil, 10 mil, you know, to play with in the future if necessary. Now we got a nice, sexy sock, some stockings for Atlas. I think it's gonna look good. on the girl. Como é que estamos no tempo? Já estás a arrumar ou como é que é? Que horas é que são? Já deve ser 8 ou não?
Já. Quase. Não te esqueças que ele está em casa.
Pois é assim, eu sei. Está ainda mais difícil de parar. Já está. O choke é automático neste? É, não é?
Estou-me bem contra.
Não, boa, certeza. Muito obrigado, até amanhã, tá?
Poucas curvas.
Get your motor running. Maga, lend me her Suzuki Marauder. 125, pá, bora lá, sempre em frente. Bom dia, galera! Day 2 here in the Magic Shops, and before I put the wheel back on, I want to show something cool. And here in the speedometer gear mechanism goes a little plastic cog, and they tend to break. And new ones are actually quite pricey, but what's really cool is that I found a 3D model of this that someone made online, and someone in the family had a 3D printer. And what I was showing you already here is a 3D printed cog, and also got already one in here, and I ran it for 300 kilometers or so, and it works like an absolute dream. So for me, that's one of the coolest things ever. There's actually a part on this bike that was made out of a printer, a plastic printer. That's the future, man. Deja vu to a year ago, just before the Rona started, taking off the rear suspension when I was at Mr. Wiki working on Alp. It's a baby spring. We're gonna send it to the gym to do some exercise to get spring swole.
Não tens. Vou estar quieto. Tem que estar apertado para caralho.
Tá bem, esqueci.
É apertado como caralho.
Here comes the springy boy. Thank you for your service. Here we got the original. I don't know. Ooh, needs to be clean. The original Honda spring, and we're going to replace it with, once again, a progressive spring. So from Hyper Pro, and you can see it makes a big difference. Again, more resistance here, and just this progressive spring weighs more than this, and the suspension system altogether. That's how heavy duty these are. Hey, isso não é, Mago?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna need some cleaning detergent, the kind that the missus can't help you out with. Just cleaning up the suspension a bit before I put it all together with the progressive spring. Polished things a bit, get some rust off. Use a Scotch-Brite to make this nice and liso. There you go. So far, going back on is easier. Needs 10 mil of preload. This also works. I don't know how long we can do this. So we're going from 27.5 to 26.5. Okay, we have a suspension. What you think, Mago? O que pensas? Vai lá, é? Não tá super duro, por enquanto. Ah.
Não sei. Só andar aqui.
Pois é. I have to try the speed bumps. In Chile, I tightened it a bit more on Elk, and then it actually was too much. I was getting donkey. This gentleman feels better. No more bottoming out ever again. I'm gonna cut the exhaust, the broken tip off to weld a new bit. Oh, this one doesn't stick. Olha.
Está todo dado, viste?
Segundos, fica.
Podes com ferrugem, esquece.
Pois é. Olha,
Mas está
fixe.
dentro, está bom.
So yeah, that's a new tip.
Lá.
Sim, da onde?
Enfriado, lá. É uma mulher de era um ideal, peraí.
Well, that's the 250. That's not a Harley, that's a 250. So the blockbuster system offers superior protection when you're riding the trails. You know, when you're in narrow ones and you're hitting the brush with your hands. Well, not anymore. Because they sit nice on the inside here. You got a drop when you wipe out. So you got your handlebars hitting the ground. But no, whole handlebars protected. So all your levers pick her up and ride away, you know, no problem. So I bought those risers just in case, like to get ahead of the curve, because I was expecting something to happen, but you know the way I configured it now. It's not bad. It touches and pushes. Could be a lot worse. So I'm pretty happy with that. And let's look at this from the front. Huh? That's why we got this baby. Hello, Atlas. Who's looking a little bit mean? Bloody great, eh? All right, another day, another job, and a job that's not done yet. This was day 2, and it's we're going past 9 towards the midnight oil. I'm gonna pack it up for the night. Mom can go to bed too. Y'all take it easy out there, and I'll see you in the next one. And a mean little goodbye from Atlas here in me. Ciao.
E rua nova do Parador. Era lá?